Art on Demand is a production of the Cultural Arts Alliance of Walton County, brought to you with support from Alys Beach and 30A.com. While these events are provided at no cost to you, we do ask that you donate what you can by visiting our website, culturalartsalliance.com, in order to help the CAA continue to foster creativity, employ artists, and bring you entertainment, education, and engagement through Art on Demand. We hope you love this virtual event.
Hello and welcome to Art on Demand. My name is Alys Protzman. I'm granddaughter and namesake of Alys Varian Robinson Stephens, and we at Alys Beach are so proud of the work that the CAA has done locally to encourage and promote art from around the world. So in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to take y'all on a walking tour of Alys Beach to explore some of the many pieces of art we have. So the Klein and Blue is by an Indian modernist sculptor named Dhruva Mistry. We first saw this piece actually on the front of Indian Architectural Digest and immediately fell in love with it. Dhruva works with intersecting planes and bold colors, and of course the pose of this female figure is very reminiscent of a sunbather. We're so pleased to have this on site and love the contrast of the bright blue along the alley of palms that have sort of become the iconic image of Alys Beach. Another interesting story about this piece is it's made of cut powder-coated steel, and there were some complications about getting the piece made in India and brought to the United States. So we actually worked very close with the artist to get the drawings, the CAD drawings and specifications, and we worked with a local fabricator, actually part of the EBSCO family, Walton Industries, to stop producing their point-of-purchase displays and work for a bit on creating this one-of-a-kind sculpture. So I think it was a lot of fun for the production facility to switch gears and produce this one-of-a-kind piece of art for Alys Beach. This is the one I was talking about, Klein and Blue by Dhruva Mistry. This sculpture is by Dan Dutton from Rivera Dutton Sculpture Studio based in Kentucky. These sea turtles made of cast bronze are part of the Turtle Bale Springs Pocket Park, pedestrian park here at Alys Beach that runs all the way south of 30A down to the Gulf and culminates at Turtle Bale Beach Walkover. Absolutely love these bronze turtles. They are the babies, as you can see, are hatching from these sort of eggs, and you have the other adult turtles, and I feel like I love the fact that this tells a story of the hatchlings. We know sea turtles here on 30A are such a key part of the ecosystem, and we have so many lovers of sea turtles down here. So I love that we've represented these very realistic life-size turtles in this pocket park. This next sculpture is by a Brazilian artist named Sonia Ebeling, and she is named Alberta. And I believe this is one of the first sculptures that was ever purchased for Alys Beach. It's lived in the sales center since the sales center was built. And I absolutely love this piece. It's made of bronze as well. There's a very peaceful, natural, organic quality that I think is a beautiful contrast to the architecture at Alys Beach. Sonia explores sort of the relationships between human forms and nature. And the courtyards at Alys Beach are supposed to be sort of a respite from the busy world outside the courtyard walls, where you can enjoy being around native plants and hear the trickle of water. And this sculpture, I think, just exudes sort of peace and quiet, and has been a beautiful addition and has had a long life at Alys Beach. So I find the sculpture tour at Alys Beach is a great way to sort of get an overview of the entire site. You can do these one at a time individually. It's fun to kind of just walk around a corner and see one of these and be able to learn a little bit more about them, or go on kind of a scavenger hunt with your kids and try and find them all, or take the tour, you know, chronologically as we have marked out on the maps. So next we're gonna head out of the sales center, take a right up North Charles Street, where we're gonna see Marbella. This sculpture is carved out of a solid piece of Carrara marble and is nestled in an olive grove in a very serene, beautiful pocket park here at Alys Beach. It depicts a mythical mermaid figure and was actually found by my aunt when she was traveling in Italy, and we all fell in love with it here at Alys Beach, and I think it's a great addition to this park. Now we're gonna head up to north of Lake Maryland and see some beautiful Indonesian teakwood horses that were designed with John Aspley out of High Point, North Carolina. These horses, I just love the movement and the contrast with their sort of hardwood figures nestled in the tall grasses here north of Lake Maryland. The Indonesian teakwood also has a very sort of driftwood quality, which I think obviously reminds us all of the driftwood found on the beaches here in South Walton. So I love the movement of this piece. Next, we're gonna walk down to Kaliza Courts and see Zirin. This sculpture is by Christian Peschke, who is a German sculptor and is called The Dancer, or Zirin. I love this sculpture. There's a ceramic coat of paint over bronze. When we were looking for art for this site, which graciously the Alys Foundation is here at Alys Beach to help encourage the procurement of select pieces, we had made sort of a list of what we felt like we wanted to see for this site. And we wanted movement, we wanted joy, we wanted sort of a sense of whimsy, and this sculpture definitely checks all of those boxes. I love driving by and seeing people stand up and getting their selfies taken with her, doing the pose. It's just female joy and power, and I love the organic form, again, contrasted with all of the geometric architecture of Alys Beach. Next, we're gonna head up to the nature trail to one of the hidden gems here at Alys Beach. This is a sculpture called The Dragon by Charles Lawson, who's actually a local artist. It's made of repurposed metal. It's a great contrast, again, to all of the architecture at Alys Beach. It's got some wonderful patina on it, and it's a lovely little adventure to go up through the bike path. I always take my kids up there, and it's kind of a look for the dragon, see if you can find it. It's hidden there in all of the native flora and fauna of this area. Next, we're gonna head over to Lleida Park and meet Lleida. Lleida was designed and sculpted by sort of local celebrity here on 30A, Steve Wagner. She is made of cast stone, extremely heavy, had great proportions for this park. The waves in her hair are sort of reminiscent of the Gulf waves. There's imagery of that in the Yaupon holly hedges that surround the park. The white nestled in the green, I think, is just a beautiful contrast. She was one of our earlier sculptures as well. We're really proud to have some of Steve's art here at Alys Beach. And I just love the sort of peaceful serenity of this sort of floating feminine head nestled in this pocket park. The next sculpture we're going to take a look at is called The Water Bearer. It's by a sculptor from Birmingham, Alabama named Brad Morton, and was graciously sort of donated to the public and to the pocket park by the Bryant family. Thank you very much for that. Part of the concept of Alys Beach with these pocket parks and pedestrian alleys was the idea of sort of creating these outdoor rooms. And so whether through a bench or through native landscaping or a fountain, or in this case, a sculpture, all these additions and sort of eclecticism of the architecture aid in creating these like private public spaces. We encourage you to come down to Alys Beach and take a tour, and we hope you enjoy all of these beautiful sculptures. It's a great way to get to know the community and to experience some of the more hidden secret spots in Alys Beach. So if you've ever been to Alys Beach, Many people, one of the most recognizable symbols here are the 4 butteries that flank the east and west entrance and the alley of palms that have become very iconic symbols of this property. You might not know the butteries are actually part of sort of the Bermudan architectural design aesthetic. They were originally used to keep food cool. And when the architects went down to Bermuda and Antigua, Guatemala to study the architecture, they found these shapes just extremely iconic and beautiful and sculptural. So they introduced these to the property, and you might also not know that inside the butteries, Alys Beach commissioned a ceramicist, Conchetta Morales, to create multiple ceramic tile panels within each buttery, each one depicting a different piece of history, part of the history of South Walton. So the first buttery, we'll talk a little bit about the Native American story and heritage. The second one gets into the European settlement. The third, the history of timber and agriculture in this area. And then the fourth one, finally, the piece of history we're all a little bit more familiar with, sort of the development of the coast as a vacation destination. I encourage you to explore these. I think learning about the history of this area just enriches the whole experience, and it's a great way to understand a little bit more about who came before us and what made us what we are today. Alys Beach is known for its strong architectural quality, showcasing some work of famous architects from around the world. But what many people don't know is about this showcase of these eclectic pieces of art, both from local, regional artists and international artists that are sprinkled throughout the community. We feel strongly at Alys Beach that public art on display enhances sort of the fabric of a town, and we are trying to build a town here and a sense of community, and it sort of adds to the fabric and depth and is interesting and beautiful to look at, and we love supporting artists. So it's a great way to experience Alys Beach and adds another layer beyond just the butteries, the palm alley, the strong architecture. I find the sculpture is a great way to experience Alys Beach on a more personal level.
Thank you for experiencing this episode of Art on Demand, presented by the Cultural Arts Alliance of Walton County, with support from Alys Beach and 30A.com. We hope you explored your creativity and learned something new today. As the creative core of Walton County, the CAA offers support, connection, and access opportunities for all forms of art, every variety of maker, all levels of learners, and especially art lovers. Through performance, funding, and educational programs, the 501c3 organization directly connects the people of Walton County with the broader view, the critical exploration, and the answers only the arts have the power to provide. If you loved this episode, please visit culturalartsalliance.com and click the donate button to give what you can to help the CAA continue to bring you art on demand. And stay tuned for our next virtual event coming soon.